Interesting. Alright, we are back over here. So I died all the way over there, which is... I think I went down this way. I need to try to make a path down. Nope. Alright, down here this way. Let me place a block. That should be good enough. I know. How did I get... I don't think I went down that way. That's too dark. How did I get over there? Maybe it was this way, and there was like a path through here. No, it's actually pretty useful. You can there's a few different mechanics you can do with it that you can convert. I'm pretty sure you can convert mud back into dirt. I know that with it. There was like one other thing you can do with it. I forget what it was exactly, but it was pretty useful. Yeah, lava farms. That's what it was. So that's pretty useful. I mean, it's useful early game, I guess, because technically you could just go to the Nether. But yeah, I don't know how I got over there. I'll have to figure that out later. Let me just light up over here. But I think it looks cool, though. Visually, it's a nice aesthetic to have in a cave. Not everything needs to be super useful. It just has to look cool. And then it does have mechanics in terms of, like, you know, it landing and killing mobs. So you could technically make a sort of like a mob farm off it. I mean, it would have to be like a really slow timed mob farm, but I mean, depending on the server you're on, that might be more like valuable. I'm gonna go see. Did I go down here? Ow! Oh my god, that almost killed me. Yeah, I mean that's fair. How deep is this cave? Holy moly! Let me place some blocks here. Alright. Where are the mobs, too? Like, none of them are spawning. I mean, I'm not complaining or anything, because it is nice that there's no mobs spawning, but... it feels like they're, like, all, like, hiding. Oh, I'm out of torches. Actually, I only need a few, so let me pop that back there. Alright, here we go. And there's some more coal. Anyway, some more iron. It's always good. My favorite Pokemon game. So, I'm pretty sure this has sort of changed over the time. But I'm pretty sure my favorite Pokemon game as of this point is Pokemon Sun and Moon. For a long while, it was either between Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Gold and Silver. Because I really loved Gen 2. It was, like, basically my favorite, like, gen for so long. Like, those games. Outside of that, though, Gen 3 has the most emotional impact, I guess you would say, like the most wow factor growing up. Buddy, I feel hungry. I have to go eat something. Well, nice to meet you and have a good day. Yep, you too. Hope you do good. So, have a good night and hope everything goes well. But yeah, it's like I think Pokemon Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire was the most wow factor for me growing up because going from Gold and Silver, which I mean visually that yeah I liked Gold and Silver, that was like really good, but then seeing like it visually going from like okay looking to something that was like mind-blowingly visually like colorful and so good looking, it was like whoa, like mind-blowing, like literally as a kid for myself. And I even and this was like I I played Kanto, I played like Gen 1. Those were like technically my first Pokemon game was the Pokemon TCG games. Um that was the first like ever game, I'm pretty sure. Like from my memory that is the first Pokemon game or first video game I've ever played, which was the TCG Pokemon game because I got into cards first. And I got in through Pokemon cards. So like I was like literally what the whole TCG marketing scheme was made for, and that was to adopt me into playing the video games, which it worked like wonders in doing that, which is funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, I that's basically like my favorite is Sun and Moon because that was like my comeback to Pokemon because I sort of dropped off Pokemon. I mean, everyone sort of did this at some point where they joined Pokemon early on. They hit a certain age where Pokemon wasn't as cool. You weren't as interested because you're hitting your teenage years or whatever. What is down there? And so I was like, I tried playing Pokemon Black and White, and I just had so many negative opinions. If you've seen my Pokemon MMO playthrough, I went through this like over and over, explaining like why I hated uh, Unova and just how the games were just designed, and just feeling like it was just a lore dumpy game. I just did not enjoy it at all. It felt very limited, not limited, very linear. And so I just ended up like, okay, this I wanted the game to end at the Elite Four and Champion and all that. I was very much sick of it, and I then got extremely upset with the Elite Four because it was extremely challenging at the time. Um, and because of that, I ended up like just never like I did the champion and all that, and then the plot twist happens, and I'm like completely like angry, fed up. I don't want anything to do with this. I am extremely angry. Yeah, I'm way further away from where I died than what I was before. I mean, I'm getting ore, so I'm not too upset, but like I was just like done. I did not do post game. I literally just ended up like saying, "All right, I'm done. I defeated the champion. I'm good." And I just never completed post game. The funny thing in Pokemon MMO, I've not done the post game yet. I'm going to. I just been on a hiatus from Pokemon MMO. Because I've been going through every single Elite Four of that, and it's hard to go back to it because it's like oh yeah, I just have to do a whole bunch of like battling and nothing else, and I'm like that's not really the main thing why I play Pokemon games for the most part. Yes, battling I do like, but I love like seeing the Pokemon, use the Pokemon, and stuff like that. Which is why I can't wait until we get like the next generation of Pokemon. So when I'm streaming, I can actually play that next generation of Pokemon and like actually explore. Oh, you gold, and explore and see these new Pokemon for the first time. I got one gold. All right. All right. Let's see if I can figure this out now. So I can get up here. I think the way back through here is that'd be pretty easy actually, because I don't. It was basically a very linear cave, and I put down torches on the way. So, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, here we are. I think Sun and Moon's my favorite. Second favorite is probably Sinnoh. I love the environmental stuff with Sinnoh. Ow! These things annoy me. Can I break them with my fists? Yes, I can. Nice. I'll put some ladders. There we go. But yeah, so if I were to rank every single one, do know I haven't actually fully played Violet, so I can't really give my opinions yet on that. Sword and Shield, I played a good bunch, but I never actually finished it. I know, I just sort of fell off from those games. I do want to eventually do fully play them. I'll probably play them on stream at some point. Probably when I get my Switch 2, because I get my Switch 2, I would be able to see the upgraded thing for the first time, which will be cool. One second, let me take a sip. But yeah, I know I've heard Violet stories. Like I basically know the story. Like I've learned that stuff through osmosis and through videos and all that. So it's not like I'm unfamiliar with a lot of things, but I don't know how the story actually structurally goes per se. But I'm definitely interested in actually like playing through the games and doing the stuff like catching these Pokemon that I've never used before technically. I did not play Legends Arceus either. I haven't played I haven't really played any of those like Switch games for the most part because partway through the Switch's life, my Switch's like battery basically like does not hold a charge anymore. And I just never ended up getting another one just to the fact that like I kept on hearing, oh, Switch 2 is coming, Switch 2 is coming, Switch 2 is coming, and I'm not gonna spend like buy a Switch and then Switch 2 gets announced. So it was like multiple years of me just not having a Switch. But that just means that this just means that I have a backlog now of Nintendo games to play through, which isn't that bad. So, but yeah, probably will play through those series. Legends of Arceus, I literally have almost no information on like story wise for that. I know some of the like twists per se, but they're very light in general. And I know the new Pokemon. That's basically it. I could do that, yeah. I mean, I have like I have an actual like food farm here on my left and right, so it's not like I don't have a farm. But so I realize I guess the moon is set, but it still has the light. I mean, it is fading out, so it's not too bad, but it's pretty funny. All right. But yeah, one thing is I do want to get Animal Farm stuff though. But I feel like this isn't gonna really. I'm not sure. I feel like this is going to be my main base, but I feel like I want to make like multiple like far along bases. Because while this is cool and all, I sort of want to make a like a minecart to another faraway base. Other Arceus' best thing is how the Pokemon attack you. Yeah, I've heard about that. Though, like I've seen some gameplay of that, and it does look like there's a lot of cool stuff like that with how the Pokemon interact with the player and all that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let me check something real quick. I want to double check my audio mixer here. A second. All right, yeah, okay. Just double checking to see if the game's the audio is playing through, and it is. Okay. I always have to double check these things just because sometimes they don't work properly, and I get frustrated. All right. So here's some ideas. I've explained this earlier, but this river here, it connects to a lot of areas. I don't think it connects to there. It might though. No, that actually might. That river might connect to that river. So there's a few things I have ahead in the future that I want to explore with. Is ooh, what is that? Is that another village over there, or is that? It looks interesting. That is a interest point I need to keep in mind. Um, but one of the ideas is I want to make a very large like connection system. Like I have goals of just exploring out. So I want to have a sort of like maybe like a boat, like a path down from my base here. Is this a simple one? Doesn't have to be too fancy. Going down to the river. Um, and then I can allow myself to just get on a boat and sail to the village over there. Do trades if I need to. Um, Eventually, once I do all that, I can then sail over. I think that river connects through, and then take on that. Conquer what's there. I don't even know what's over there. Um, but then I also want to, since this is like sort of like a mine shaft base, I will make a large minecart thing leading over to that way. I'm pretty sure. You gotta go to sleep and have a nice day. All right, have a good night. And yeah, I'm probably gonna end sooner as well. Probably like in maybe like 30 more minutes. I'm probably end stream. But thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you chatting. So yeah, those are some ideas I have in mind. Like long-term goals, basically. I do want to explore. I think that's a taiga thing. No, that's just I see what that is. Now, those colored blocks are the dried leaves, so it's just like coloring the blocks like that. Sort of wish it didn't. Hopefully, Distant Horizons adds a color disable for that, because I don't think that gives a very fair representation of the biome. Makes me think it's like a taiga biome, and it's not. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Put some coal in here. The iron in there. Put this in here. Actually, let me melt this copper now that I have have enough coal. Alright, there we go. How fast is this melting? I mean, it's melting pretty fast. And here, got some more. Just want to try to get all the copper in, and then I could leave. So goals, for the short-term goals, outside of the long-term goals I mentioned, I still want to keep on digging down. I feel like we're near to, no, I don't think we are that close to Deep Slate yet. Because I went way further than how far I dug down, and I did not encounter Deep Slate, so... let me make some blocks here. Heck yeah, block of copper. Now we can make a lot of fancy blocks here. And there are some things in Minecraft I have not done yet in survival, which is the trials that I need to do. I haven't done the what are they called? The whole archival, like the whole like digging up stuff from the ground out of those like places around the map. All right, there we go. I want to do that as well. I see what I can get and make some like decorated pots and all that. Be cool. All right. And I'll just let these guys cook. Let me just put in some coal. Alright, and we are good. Actually, let me place some stuff in the chest up here. Right, I need to make more. Hey, what's the difference between these two? They're not. And why was there separation? I don't know. That's weird. And these. Alright, that should be good. I do need more ladders, so let me see if I have any more wood I can make ladders with. None that I want to spare right now. So let me chop down some trees. Wait, I need an axe. Any axes around here? Empty. Alright, no axes, so let me make an axe. Okay, actually, let me get some iron first. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we are good. Wait, oh wow, I'm dumb. That's my tired brain working right there. Chop this tree down. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably end, if you see on the time in the top left there, it says it's 4:17, I'll probably end at like 4:45. That's my goal. And I am gonna try to set it to that specifically. I don't want to go over like I did last time where I went like 30 minutes over what I've said I was. That was like a little bit too much there. But today it was literally like I was just doing like I just want to do a chill little Minecraft stream. It's not even that like that short. It is pretty lengthy, I feel. And as you probably tell, like with my past VODs, I do split these up into like 2 sections usually. This is to spread them out for my weeks, and just because a lot of people just don't like sitting down putting up a VOD that's like 3 hours, 4 hours long, and so splitting them up to like an hour and a half to 2 hours usually is a soft spot for people. So I'm always happy doing that. It's not like I'm not uploading anything. It's like I'm uploading the stuff and like literally it comes out one day and the next day. And if there's like it's split up between like a week, you're only waiting like let's see. So it would upload on a Thursday, and then it would be like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it'd be like almost like a 4-day break. And you're not really missing much, especially for Minecraft. And plus I leave off on a relatively like, oh, I just finished one task in a game, and then it starts up the next VOD where I'm doing the next task. So it's not like I'm doing too much crazy stuff that requires you to hyper focus on or be super deep into like, oh man, he didn't do that one thing that he was going to this stream and he was working on. Because I hate that when like VODs do that people do sometimes where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this thing, and then they never do it, and even though they were literally working on it, and it just cuts. Like I get why like uploaders will do that, where they'll just like they cut their like multiple hour long streams down to like 30-minute chunks, and I'm just like, I get it, but it's very hard a watching experience, like viewer experience, to be able to enjoy that, because I get wanting to have multiple. Well, there is still wood up there. I see it. I get wanting to have like a reason to come back for the next one, but if you, I don't know, it just feels a little cheap. All right, I need to build up. Because I don't want a hanging piece of free. Alright, I think that's everything in this tree. Yeah. Alright. I think we got enough wood now. Let me plant my saplings back. 1, 2. 3. Well, that was cool. Wait, is that normal? It doesn't look normal. Can you do that? You can. Whoa. I did not know that's a thing. Does it normally have one under? No. Well, that one doesn't. What? Huh? Weird. I did not know that. Does that mean that I need to test something? Because I don't think I've ever seen anything talk about that. If I have the dry leaves around a tree and I bone meal it, will it grow the fallen leaves around it when I bone meal? I gotta test that. That sounds really cool, and it sounds like something that would be a thing. Alright, and back to what I was doing, make some ladders. A second. Let me try to, there we go. And now let's put a bunch of ladders together. Do. And there we go. Plenty of ladders. Put the gold away. Coal away. Actually, I should keep some coal on me. Yeah, this sounds like a remix of like a Daft Punk song. Wow, that's a deep tunnel there. I love it. See, I'm a big fan of just making huge mine shafts like this. Because you can decorate them, you can build them out. Like my favorite thing to do is pulling in villagers and placing them in the walls and make like a nice long tall like complex, like almost like a large hotel per se. Like a villager hotel. Some people might also say it looks like a prison, but I mean, hey, one person's prison's another person's hotel. All right, and all right, put that there. It's always hard to tell exactly where you are when you go past the gap. Alright, so we got about 20 more minutes before I call it quits. Yeah, I think we made decent progress tonight. Overall, not that bad. Also, I probably just broke so many torches by accident. Alright, a little more. You know, one thing I sort of wish they would add is sort of more, like, super rare underground biomes. Like, very rare, like I know we got structures, which is cool. But with how we have the Ender, like the end, not the end, the Warden area, the Skulk area. Um, I sort of wish they added like super rare biomes, like ones that are just aesthetically they have a lot of aesthetic like looking blocks. Um, that might have like maybe like a hidden paradise underground where it's like you have like cows and pigs living down there, sort of like a time capsule of like objects maybe that can play into like the history. Like, oh man, there was used to be villagers living underground. Well, now they're not there anymore. Or maybe like hinting at a previous, like maybe like piglins used to live underground. They were like underground race of like mobs that like went to the Nether, stuff like that. That would be like really cool, like to expand the lore of Minecraft even more. I'm always interested in like environmental storytelling through Minecraft, and I sort of wish they did a little more with that at times because they have the tools to do such with like books and like writable books. Like they could literally like hint to like story things or to things that have happened in the history of Minecraft. It doesn't need to be like straight up saying what happens. It could just say like, oh, so and so at this point we so and so at this point I don't know how you would even say that. Maybe make it like another language that people would have to figure out and decipher through the game. That'd be cool. Like make its own sort of language system. Since right now, the language in Minecraft is like Galactic Alphabet, so it's like we already know what it is. It was made to be translated, while being like futuristic, which I mean, that's good to use because you know it's for the average person they might not know, and then like they later learn like, oh, it said this, and like, whoa, that's cool. But I would love if Mojang actually like made like a sort of like a unique font in game. It isn't that hard to do, honestly. Like I made my own before, just for fun because I was like, you know, this would be fun to make my own little unique font, and I made it like it's like a circle font where it's like every letter is like partially a circle. It's a goofy sci-fi looking font, and I like that. Would I ever use it on something? I like, not really. I just made it as like a sort of like that I could and learn how to make a font. That's basically it. Maybe I'll make like an actual like font because I've been learning more and more vectors. So and basically like fonts are made basically with vector stuff. So I could pretty easily do that. So, but eventually though, I do hope Mojang like sort of expands a little more on the in-game storytelling because I know they do such with the side games, which is good. Um, I sort of wish they would bring some of that into the main game, even if just a little bit nudging here and there. It doesn't need to be like well, it doesn't need, it shouldn't be like full on, oh, we're putting a story in Minecraft now. No, don't do that. I mean, just do what Minecraft already does, where you discover the story and you make your own opinions on it. Like, be vague, be cool, but don't go overboard on like, oh, this is exactly what happens. And Mojang for the most part has been good about that. They've been like, oh yeah, we're being vague about these things. They're not exactly what happens. The story is in your world is what happens in your world. The only time that it's ever not is with the Minecraft movie, which in itself is already saying like, oh, it's happening because Steve came from the real world. So it's technically that is his story. It's not your story because every character in game is technically your own self. So it's more so like the default NPC's story, which is cool. I dig that. I dig expanding on Steve. It's been a while, like that hasn't happened in any side game. I think maybe the only time it's happened was like in the books. There was like maybe novelizations, but I haven't actually read those to actually like say for sure. Um, But yeah. Oop, fell down. But yeah, I'm pretty happy how this mining expedition has gone tonight. Let me put some more ladders down. It's honestly impressive, though, just to talk about the music real quick, how authentic and, like, high quality, like, all this music on the radio is. And just for those who want to know, it is the Gensokyo radio. You can also listen to it outside of Minecraft. It is an actual, like, radio station. So I might honestly start listening to it, like, off stream. So, because I honestly do enjoy it. It's a nice, like, background noise. And the music is, like, honestly top notch. Just want to get down far enough where I can see the edge of where I'm mining. Oh, too far. And we got about 13 more minutes until I call the end. And before I do that, though, I'm gonna go up and, you know, place all the blocks back in the ground, or in the chest, I mean. And once I do that, I will just try to dig out and place the area upstairs, like I said I wanted to do with the farm, so I get it symmetrical at least. Alright, and I think we are basically very clear now. Alright, there we go. I'm going to recall it there for that area. So we can head all the way back up. I am happy how far down we've made it tonight. Because I really wanted to get down into the drip cave part. Eventually I will want to get where I died. But it seems like that's going to take a long while before I do that. Because it seems to be not in any of the paths that I just went down today. So... Alright, there we go. Oh, seems like all our copper smelted. We leveled up. Nice. Actually, let me turn those into blocks now. Alright, and there we go. Got some good copper blocks. Alright, now, like I said, let's mine this out. So we only have a few more minutes here. We got, like, 11 more, so... Depending on how the day goes, tomorrow I might do Radical Red. Like I said, I really want to get back to it. It's just I've been in a lot big, like, Minecraft mood, so it's been hard to, like, go back to it. But Minecraft has sort of been my, like, if I'm like having issues of playing, or like not gaming, but have issues like wanting to stream, I go to Minecraft. Because I don't need a, like, hyper focus on reading something. I don't need to, like, give my full gaming attention to it, I guess you would say. Like, there's no really, I don't have to think that much, basically. It's a good fun play as much as you want without worrying about things. Especially when it's this late. I usually like streaming earlier, but as of late it's been a little hard for me because my sleep schedule, after I get sick, my sleep schedule just completely falls apart. And so, like, I literally have to figure out ways of getting back into sleeping properly. As of this point, after stream, since I am going to be like really tired from streaming, I will be able to like actually sleep pretty well. So it won't be too bad now because I'm slowly pushing my like going to bed earlier every night, like slightly a little more and a little more. So you put a torch there for now. And I have to mine this wall out. Next time I stream this, though, the goal will be to get some more glass. And I feel like to change up what I've been doing, I'm going to make this an expedition to... I think there was a desert relatively far, but we can still see it from where we are. So I think I'm going to make a goal to get there, get as much sand as I can, and then head back. Oh, hey, some more iron. Nice. Let's grab this iron. Man, a whole bunch of iron. Alright, and one more out. But yeah, that will be my next goal then. After doing all this. I mean, also, of course, decorating my base. I still need to do that, but it'll take a little while before I get to that point. Alright, so let me can look over at... Actually, let me mine this out. Need to see how I did the... on the other side before I start building it. So I have a log here, and then also I have to... Didn't do that yet. There we go. Yeah, so I place more logs on the edge and then some stripped, so... I didn't want to do that. Alright, let me place the dirt down. And now I can place a torch. Alright, perfect. Now let me just strip the logs here. Alright, perfect. Now let me place some torches. Alright, nice. Yeah, I think that looks good. What I do need, I need to strip log these. There we go. That looks good. Also, one of the things I wanted to do, since I still have 5 more minutes here, grab some dirt. And like I said last time, I wanted to change out this stone with grass, because I think the grass looks really nice for this area, because it contrasts nicely with the brown logs. And plus, it means I can eventually pull some bone meal in here. And I can bone meal some flowers and, I don't know, other stuff. I think it would look really nice, though. But yeah, eventually I might change out the normal wood here, like the planks with sandstone, as we were discussing earlier, with like blocks I like. I do like sandstone. And also, in the meantime, I might download a mod that adds a little more cosmetic blocks. I know this is like a vanilla playthrough, but I was just thinking about it, like, would it really harm anything if I download a mod that adds like a couple of cosmetic blocks to blocks that have like nothing extra to them? And I don't really think it would harm too much, because like it's not complicating anything, and just saying, oh yeah, these blocks aren't in the game, they're just added blocks. Like, I think that's fine. I mean, like, we're only doing like a vanilla playthrough. I already have a few custom mods in already. So it's not like people are gonna be like, "Oh, you added that like that." No, it's too far. The main thing is it's a vanilla playthrough. Like it feels like vanilla. There's nothing crazy happening. That's my main thing when I do a vanilla playthrough. I don't want it to be like, "Oh, we have to build like a nuclear power plant." Like, no, I don't want that. That's not Minecraft. That's whatever that is. That's not it. And I understand people like have different um opinions of what Minecraft is, and for me vanilla Minecraft is sort of like the Minecraft I play. And yes, I'll have some like little bonus mods every once in a while. Like I have like the mini map up there, but that's more so for like quality of life additions. That this helps me with like playing and keeping on track. Like having a mini map in general just helps me with like saying like, oh, there's some mobs nearby, maybe I should take care of those. Or, oh, my, like the death tracker, I know I died there, now I have an objective of getting back there and try to like, take on whatever is down there, fill it out, complete it. Like, I don't have dropped items on, so I'm not have to worrying about like dropping items. This is like a casual, like, fun playthrough. I'm not looking to be like a super try hard playing Minecraft or anything. It's just a fun little playthrough. So, and let me put a torch on the other side as well. Alright, there we go. And for the time being, because we are trying to spread the grass, I will have to put grass through here to get it to spread. I will need to get some more dirt. Should probably put some doors here. Let's do that. Don't I have an extra door? I swear I did. I might have tossed it out though. Yeah, I think I tossed it out. Wait, I have enough here. Alright, here we go. Alright, I think that'll be it now. We reached our schedule, and by the time I ended, I finished this up out here. We'll just have to let the grass grow as it grows. It's already doing it pretty well. Let me just put down some more torches over here to make sure it's lit. Oh, I didn't do that. Alright, I have to fix that. I just had a single thing there. So I'll make sure to do that. No, I want that. Oh, you're back. I'm just about ending stream now. I just finished up what I wanted to do here. So, thanks for stopping by, though. Let me just sleep through here. But it was a good time tonight. So, have a good night, everyone. Let me switch over to the end thing. And thanks for stopping by and chilling, Inked. Appreciate like all the lurkers and all that stopped by. I saw you followed about an hour ago, so I do appreciate it. So let me do my ending scene. All right. Like I said, thanks for stopping by. I hope you all have a good night. This was a fun little stream. I had a good time during it, so and doing what I needed to. So, peace, y'all.